Welcome back users. So in the last video we had seen the installation of Gnome Desktop and the uninstallation of KDE Desktop using the YAS software manager. So now let us log in into the Gnome Desktop that we had installed. So here in the session manager you can see the different Gnome sessions like Gnome, Gnome Classic, Gnome on Xorg, the IceWM session and the SLE Classic have been installed. Now this IceWM session is by default installed on all the desktops. So whenever you install any desktop, any major desktop in OpenSUSE, the IceWM session is installed. So it is a very light Windows Manager session. So it is as kind of safeguard. So suppose what happens is, suppose your KDE desktop or Gnome desktop fails, then still you can boot in with the ICE Windows Manager, and you can save your data, you can copy your data to your portable hard disk. And so this is a kind of safety feature. Plus you can always switch over to the ICE WM session. So suppose you want to do some heavy task and you want to conserve the resources like RAM and CPU usage for the heavy task, then you can log in into the IceWM session and then you can run the heavy task from the IceWM session. So that way also it can help you. So now let us boot into the default Gnome session, that will be the VLAN. So this is the default Gnome desktop that is installed. So now there is this welcome screen. This welcome screen is pop up on all the desktops of OpenSUSE. So I will not show you, we already seen this. So I will close this welcome screen. Like in all desktops, there is a top panel with the activities button. In the center, you got this notifications area, DND, weather, world clock, and the calendar function. In the center, you got this notifications area, DND toggle, weather, world clock, and the calendar function. In the top right, you got the network manager, the power mode like balanced and power saver mode, power settings. Then you can directly access the system settings. You can lock your desktop, you can power off or log out, and you got the volume control. So the simple volume control is given here. For the advanced volume control, you have to open the settings. At the bottom, you got the Mozilla Firefox, the Evolution email client is there. So OpenSUSE uses the Evolution email client. Thunderbird is not the default here, but you can install Thunderbird in addition to the Evolution, or you can delete the Evolution and add Thunderbird. You got the Gnome Music, the whole LibreOffice suite is there. You got the Nautilus file manager, and in the applications you got contacts, weather, clock, maps, photos, videos, calculator, text editor is there. That is the gedit. The document scanner is there. Settings, aggregator, system monitor is there. Chess, terminal, the system utilities are there. These are the Gnome utilities. So you got the image viewer, document viewer. This is the device document viewer, dictionary, disk usage analyzer, disk archive manager, remote desktop viewer, tweaks, Gnome tweaks is there, passwords and keys. This is the seahorse password and keys. Then you got the XTerm terminal, characters, and the screenshot. So I will now go over to the disk usage analyzer. So let us check out how much space is taken up by the installation. So almost we can say 10 to 11 GB of installation size is there. So it is on the heavier side, but I can tell you I have used OpenSUSE Leap for many years altogether. It never fails. It is quite very, or we can say quite stable, and it will not get damaged. So you can continue to use it for years together. Even the major upgrades are also very easy. The only issue that came with during the 15.3 leap was that there were many package conflicts because the SUSE enterprise base was introduced, so that created some conflicts in the packages because the base SUSE enterprise packages had different versions and the Leap packages had different versions. So there used to be some or other conflict every now and then. But now in the 15.4 that has been overcome. Now the system is quite stable again, just like it was in the Opensuse Leap 15.2, where the SUSE Enterprise Linux base was not there. So I will close this now. We will go again. Now let us check out the. Okay, so I think we have completed this. Yes. So I will go to the system monitor now. In the system monitor, you can see the CPU usage is hovering around from anything about 4 to, yes, now it has stabilized. So it is around 3 to 8 or 9%. So that is good. And memory usage is 1.2 GB. So this is in line with any other Gnome desktops in Debian or Ubuntu. We can be assured that memory usage is very good. There are no memory leaks here. You can see here the swap usage is 0 right now. So it will be activated whenever there are some very large workloads are there. Otherwise the swap usage will be 0. And suppose you system goes for a hibernate or the sleep, then only the swap will be activated. Otherwise most of the times I have seen the swap is not activated and it consumes no memory. The dconf editor is there, so you can edit the configuration files using the dconf editor. Then you got the Gnome help, the digicam is there, cheese is there. You can see there is some problem with the mouse pointer. Okay, so the Gnome extension is there. GIMP is installed by default. You got the Huggin batch processor, Huggin calibrate lens, Huggin panorama edit creator. So I don't know what it is. I think it is some camera or the photo management application. Yes, it is a photo management application, photo editor and a photo management application. So you can stitch a panorama out of the multiple photos you have taken. So this is very handy for the photography lovers. Okay, so now we will go ahead. And there is K color chooser, K address book is there. Yes, you see we had uninstalled the KDE, but the KDE some of the KDE components are still there. So this K color chooser is KDE and the KDE system settings is there. So we will have to use the Synaptic package manager to remove the KDE components or packages that are still pending. So you can see here the conversation, contact, Knotes, Korganizer is still there. Even the kmail is still there with the ktnf. So we'll have to remove that. Some games like K Patience, K Reversi, K Sudoku and the K Mahajong are there along with the Cleopatra. And you got the YAST2 module. So these are the system administration modules. So you got the YAST alternatives, YAST install VM. So you can install the VM on your machine using this YAST install VM. Then you got the YAST date and time, YAST bootloader, YAST Samba server, YAST online update. That I have shown you in the Gnome KDE desktop itself. The YAST systemd journal, YAST proxy, YAST services manager. Then you got the YAST vendor driver, so you can upload any vendor driver. Then you got the YAST user and group management, YAST network. So all the YAST tools that were available in the KDE desktop are available here. So any major desktop you install in OpenSUSE, you will have this YAST2 modules to work with and administer your system. So I have shown you everything. Even the YAST file system snapshots are there. So I will show you this. This was not shown. So if you open this, you have to input your sudo password. So now this shows the snapshots that you have taken on the system till date. So snapshots are automatic and you can do it manually also. So when the first installation was done and system booted for the first time, it took a snapshot of itself. So this is the first snapshot. So before the installation and after the installation, there will be two snapshots always. So whenever you install any application or you install the system itself, there will be two snapshots taken, one before the installation, one after the installation. Then I think we did some yes, we did some software installation. So this was the snapshot taken before the software was installed. Here also you can see this YAST SW single means the snapshot is taken before the installation. So suppose if the installation does not go ahead properly and there is some issue, you can revert back to the good system. And this is the YAST snapper. So this is the system snap you have taken. So this is, you can see here, single, that is a major snapshot before the installation of the system and after the installation system. Then there is a pre and post snap is taken. So there are different kinds of snaps. So this is only the pre snap. So when we booted into the system, I think this was taken. Oh yes, so this is the snap that was taken when we booted into the system, I think. Or no, I think this is when we started this snap tool. So it took a snapshot of the system here right now, and we can show the changes that were done during the snap. So for example, in the first root file system, so it will show you the what changes have been done to what files. So it normally shows. Sometimes it will take time to calculate the change files, because if there might be some long list of files, then it will take some time. Okay, it is taking some time. Now it won't stop. Okay, meanwhile it is working. We can work. I will open. Okay, I will open the settings. Okay, I will have to go over to and go to tweaks. Okay, so I think there is some issue. The now the cursor pointer is now properly shown. So this is what happens whenever you change the desktop. So there is some issue that is pending when we uninstall the KD desktop. First we install the Gnome and then we uninstall the KD desktop. So this is a matter of practice only. So more the you change the desktop, you practice the changing of desktops, the more you expert in doing the clean desktop changes. So our last desktop change, something was not clean, and it affected the cursor icon, but now the cursor icon is properly done. So this is how you have to rectify the mistakes, rectify the system bugs, or it might be a bug also. So it will take some time. Maybe we can go ahead and check out. Okay, so I think there is no file to be shown, or it might come up little later. Okay, so we will wait for the. Okay, so it was just showing. Just show. There are some files that were changed. Okay, so now let us go over to the other applications that were installed here. Okay, so now there are some games, further games are there. Mahjong is there, Mines is there, Lights Off. So this Opensuse, by default many games are installed in the Gnome desktop. Better I always remove all these games. Then this is the package sources, the package updater is there, so you can use this to update your system. The PIM data exporter, Polari. So PIM is from the KD. Some you can see that some KDE software is still there. Sieve editor, Scanlight is there. Scanlight is also the scanner from KDE. So I think we will have to check out what went wrong, because this too many applications are pending here. You got the VLC media player, the welcome is there, and the YAST is there. So this is the YAST. I'll just open it. So YAST will contain all the modules of the YAST tool. YAST toolkit, you can say, or YAST control center. So this is contains everything. The YAST modules are separately available, or you can directly open the YAST control center where all the modules will be available, or you can come here, open this group and select whatever YAST module you want to run from here. So you did not go to the YAST control center, just start the module of your choice. And now let us open the software center. So this is the typical Gnome software center. So all the applications you think are available here. Something is problem is there. This should not happen. Where were we? Yes, we were. So we'll again open the snapper. Where is the snapper? This is the snapper tool. Now you can see the icon is properly displayed. Okay, now let us show changes. It should show immediately. Now system is working properly. I think there was some issue earlier. Yes, you can see again it has appeared. So it is a, what we do is we open the YAST also. Let us open the YAST also. Let us go over to the software manager. So I think some packages are pending to be removed. They did not remove. So removal of such residual packages is also very easy. I will show you how to go about it. Open the patterns. Now head over to the KD. So here you can see the KD. So some of those packages could not be removed, so we have to remove it manually. So you can click here. The scanlight will be removed. Yes, so Guten print is the printer driver. Okay, Hawaii. Okay, there are no any other packages, but I think so that because of the dependencies they have not been removed. We can remove this. The games patterns we can remove. Let us over. Okay, so here you can see some patterns are still there. Okay, so most of things have been removed from here. Now we'll have to accept this. So even during the removal it will show installing packages, and at the end it will show you the summary where it will show you which packages were removed, but right here it will show you the installing packages only. Okay, so it has now removed the patterns, games, scanlight and the scanlight language. So we click finish here and we close this. So here this is now the snapper is showing which files were affected. So which files were changed, and due to which files the snapper was activated, and it took a snap. So what happens is whenever some critical system files are changed, the snapper is automatically activated and it will do a system snapshot. So here you can see the grub2 was affected, init rd, init system version, system control config, VM Linux. So this is the kernel. So whenever the kernel is changed, the snapper will automatically activate and take a system snapshot in the background. So you can continue to work with applications, but at the background the system snapper will take a snapshot. So even the etc leap 64 has been, and the user have been affected. So you can see here exactly what was affected. So the x11 aliases, alternatives, app armor, audit, and the some updated folder was touch. Here you can see even more the Gnome chase. So you can see OPI configuration, that is the additional restricted codecs we have installed. So that change caused the change in the system, and because of that the snapper automatically took a snapshot of the system. So like this it works, and we can now cancel this, and you can also delete any of the snaps. So what happens is over a time of period automatically many snaps will be there, and it will hog the system resources. So hard disk will be hogged, and the hard disk free space will come down drastically. So the system will either automatically remove the older snapshots. So there is a provision to remove the older snapshot, or if you find the hard disk space to be too much less, you can directly click here. So for example, I will click here and I can just delete it. So it will delete the 67 and 68 also. Why 67 and 68? Because 67 is the pre-update or pre-software installation or removal snap, and the other is after doing the installation or the removal of the snap. So One is before the change in system and one snap is after the change in system. So two snaps are there. So both can be removed in pairs only, and the single snapshots can be removed. For example, this you can remove it directly. So there will be no pairing snapshot here. You can even modify the snapshot using this modify snapshot button. Okay, so I will now close this. So this is it. This was the Gnome Desktop. There was some issue, some packages pending because of the dependencies. So we tried to remove them. Now in the next video, we will try to do the installation of another desktop. Let us go with the Budgie desktop because Budgie is based on Gnome technologies only. We have the Gnome desktop installed, so Budgie will be easy and system configs won't be affected. And we will check out whether the KDE desktop is still pending, the residue of KDE desktop is still pending, and if it's still pending, then we'll have to check and remove the residues of the KDE desktop. So bye, see you in the next video.